barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Math grade 5. Today we want to learn how to add like fractions. How to add like fractions. So our lesson today, add like fractions. Add like fractions. Now watch with me now this video.
قهوة ممكن أداول عليها.
لسه ممتازة اليوم.
صفقات
Add the fractions. In this shape, one of the three equal parts are shaded. 1/3 of the shape is shaded. In this shape, one of the three equal parts are shaded. 1/3 of this shape is shaded. Let's add the fractions. Both of the denominators are 3. These are like fractions. To add like fractions, we keep the denominator the same and add the numerators. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 2/3.
Okay, in this example, here we have shaded part from 3 parts. So I can write the fraction 1/3. Why 1/3? Because one part shaded from the 3 parts. So the whole number here 3 and the part will be 1. And here the same idea. One shaded part from 3 parts. So I can write 1/3. If I want to add as a model, I can shaded 2 parts because here one part from here and one part from here. So I can shaded here 2 parts from 3 parts. So I can write here 2/3. So what is the rule? What is the rule? When you have two fractions have the same denominator, means we have like fraction. The rule said just add numerator by numerator. 1 plus 1 equal 2. Then put the same denominator. This is the meaning of add like fractions. Continue.
Add the fractions. In this shape, 4 of the 8 equal parts are shaded. 4/8 are shaded. In this shape, 3 of the 8 equal parts are shaded. Let's add the fractions. Both of the denominators are 8. These are like fractions. To add like fractions, we keep the denominator the same and add the numerators. 4 plus 3 equals 7.
Right. In this example, as you see here, we have 4 shaded parts from 8. So I can write 4, the part here 4, and the whole 8. In the second figure here, we have just 3 shaded parts. From 8. So the parts will be 3 and the whole will be 8. So this is the second fraction. If I want to add as a model, count how many shaded parts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So shaded 7 parts here. So what is the fraction here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can write the parts 7 shaded parts from the whole parts will be what? Will be 8. So here we have rule. If you want to add using rule, The rule said when you have like fractions, what's the meaning of like fractions? Means have the same denominator. Here 8 and here 8 means have the same denominator. Just add the numerators. Just add the numerators. 4 plus 3 will be 7 and put here the same denominator. Continue.
4 eighths plus 3 eighths equals 7 eighths. Add the fractions. In this shape, there are 9 equal parts and 4 parts are shaded. 4 ninths are shaded. In this shape, there are also 9 equal parts with 4 parts shaded. 4 ninths are shaded. Let's add the fractions. The denominators of both fractions are the same. They are like fractions. To add like fractions, we keep the denominator the same and add the numerators. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 4 ninths plus 4 ninths equals 8 ninths.
In this example, as you see here, just we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 shaded parts from 9 parts. So I can write 4 over 9. The second case here, the same idea. Just I have 4 shaded parts from the 9. So I can write 4 over 9. If I want to add as a model, here I have 4 parts and here I have 4 shaded parts. So I can shaded 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So shaded 8 parts from what? From 9 parts. So I can write 8 as a part and 9 the whole number. This is as a model. If I want to use the rule said when you have like fraction, like fractions means have the same denominator, Here 9 and here 9. Just add the numerators. 4 plus 4 will be 8 and put the same denominator. Continue.
Add the fractions. Let's find 4 twelfths plus 2 twelfths. The denominators of these fractions are the same. They are like fractions. To add like fractions, we keep the denominator the same and we add the numerators. 4 plus 2 equals 6. So 4 twelfths plus 2 twelfths equals 6 twelfths. Add the fractions. Let's find 4 sevenths plus 2 sevenths. The denominators are the same, so we add the numerators. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 4 sevenths plus 2 sevenths equals 6 sevenths.
Okay, so our lesson is add like fractions. Today we want to learn how to add like fractions. What is the rule? How to add like fractions. See with me now. Yes?
عندي سؤال.
تفضل.
ليش هو يوم يزيد بس الأرقام اللي فوق والأرقام اللي تحت يخليهم مثل ما هي؟
No, as you saw in the last video, when I add as a model, in the two figures I have the whole number, the same whole number. So in the answer keep the same whole number, because at the first model you have 9, at the second model you have 9, so at the answer will be have the same whole number 9. Just change the parts, the shaded parts. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Mr. I have a question. Mr. عندي سؤال. Mr. I have a question.
Tell me.
Mr. What if like the denominator was like 8 and the second denominator was like 7? What do we do? We
take how to add unlike fractions. We will take
Adding
how to add unlike fractions. Today, just we want to use like fraction. We want to use rule to add like fractions. Inshallah, next week we will take the unlike fractions. Okay?
fractions with a common denominator. We have two fractions, and here's a model to represent them. We have to add them together. Both of the wholes are divided up into 8 parts, so we've got denominators of 8 on both of these fractions. In total, we have some number of parts out of 8. We add the shaded.
Okay, listen, Mayed and all, for question Mayed. Here we have the whole number 8, and here we have the whole number 8. And look at the answer. We have 8, not 16. We have 8, not 16. So I can here in the answer
Parts to find out how many parts we've got, and that's going to be our numerator.
Okay.
3 plus 4 is 7 parts out of 8. If I remove the model and we just focus on the fractions, you can see the denominator is unchanged. It stays as parts out of 8. So you can see when you add fractions, if the denominator is the same, you keep it and just add the numerators. In this example, we've got 6 parts out of 10 plus 2 parts out of 10. 6 plus 2 is 8 parts out of 10.
Listen here. The whole number here count. The whole number will be 10. Will be 10 squares. And here the whole number will be 10 squares. And look at the answer. The whole number also 10 squares, not 20. Not 20. So keep the same denominator. Keep the same denominator. Just add the numerators.
But then I can say to you, I want you to reduce your fraction to its lowest terms. If you've watched my other films on fractions so far, you'll say to yourself, I know what to do here. 8 and 10 are both even numbers, so they can be divided by 2. I can simplify this fraction. And when you divide top and bottom by 2, you get 4 over 5. That is a simplified fraction. It is now reduced to its lowest.
Here we have 8 over 10. As you see here, this fraction can be to simplified. I can write this fraction in simplest form. How? Find GCF to the 8 and to the 10 will be GCF 2. So divide the numerator and denominator by the 2. 8 divided by 2 will be 4. And 10 divided by 2 will be 5. This is the simplest form.
Terms. The rule is, if you can reduce a fraction to its lowest terms, have a Nike moment and just do it. And you may be asked to add more than 2 fractions together, like this. 4/7 plus 2/7 plus 5/7. Here's a quick way of laying this out so you don't make any mistakes. And I use this myself all the time. I have a common denominator of 7, so I know my answer will be something over 7. I'm going to extend the fraction bar. Then I write in my numerators over the top. 4 plus 2 plus 5. This strategy is designed to make sure students don't make the mistake of accidentally adding denominators. And you know, we never add the denominators. Next, you just add it up. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 5 is 11. We get 11 over 7. That's the numerators added, but now we've got an improper fraction, so it won't do. But that's okay, because you know how to change it to a proper fraction, don't you? Remember how? The denominator is 7. That means there's 7 parts in one whole. How many groups of 7 are there in 11? Well, there's one lot of 7, and what's left over? Count it up. 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 left over, and that's our numerator. Put that back over the original denominator of 7, and we're done. Our answer is 1 4/7. Practice adding fractions with a common denominator, and then come back and watch me add fractions with different denominators. See you next time.
So today we want to learn add like fractions. What's the meaning? Yes.
شو معناته denominator هذا؟
This is a fraction. As you see, this is a fraction. 4 up and 5 down. The name of the number up numerator. The name of the number down denominator. Okay? So when you see or when you say a numerator means the number up in the fraction. When you see or when you say the number down means you have denominator. Okay? Now, what's the meaning of like fractions? What's the meaning of like fractions? Means have the same denominator. Means have the same denominator. As you see here, we have two fractions here. We have 3 over 5 and we have 4 over 5. See the numbers down. Look to the denominators here. Here we have 5, here we have 5. So the name of the two fractions here, like fractions, like fractions. Now see with me now this video.
مستر
Yes.
صح denominator لو كان مختلف صح في طريقة عشان نخليه متشابه.
Inshallah, in the next week we have a lesson for this idea, how to add unlike fractions. If I have the different denominators, what I do. Inshallah, next week we will learn this.
أستاذ الأسبوع الجاي.
Inshallah. Today just we want to learn how to add like fractions, يعني the common factors, the same denominators.
So what are similar fractions? Well, let's take an easy example. 2/5 plus 1/5, or 2 over 5 plus 1 over 5.
See here, similar fraction, the same idea of the like fractions, the same meaning. So I can name like fractions or similar fractions, the same idea. Continue.
5. Now, do you notice anything similar between these two fractions? Well, the top numbers are not the same, but the bottom two numbers are. In a fraction, the bottom number is called the denominator. And when the denominators are the same, we've got similar fractions, because that's what makes them similar, the fact that the two bottom numbers are the same. The correct term for this is that they have common denominators. So for fractions to be similar, they must have common denominators. And here's another example. As you can see, all these are fractions of 13. And because they've got the same denominators, they are similar fractions. So how do we go about solving this sum? Well, when you're solving fractions with common denominators, that is, similar fractions, there are two rules to remember. The first rule is, whenever you're adding fractions with common denominators, do nothing to the denominator. You don't have to do anything with it because they're all the same. All you do is you put it over the other side, and there's half of your calculation done. The second rule is that you add the top two numbers. Now the top number of the fraction is called the numerator. So you add the numerators. So here we have 2 plus 1 over 5. If we finish this calculation, 2 plus 1 equals 3. That's your numerators done. And then your denominator is 5. 2 over 5 plus 1 over 5 equals 3 over 5. And it is that simple to do. So just remember those two rules. When they have a common denominator, you don't do anything to the denominator, you just move it over. And the second rule is you add the numerators. Well, in the next video, I'm going to set up a few examples for you to try and see if you're able to master.
Okay, this is the rule how to add like fraction. Example 1. The question here, add the like fractions. We have the two fractions here 1 over 7 plus 3 over 7. As you see here, Here we have down 7 and here we have down 7. So I have like fractions. I have like fractions. What is the rule to solve this problem? The rule said when you have the same denominators down means you have like fractions. So put down the same denominator. Here 7, here 7, so put here the same denominator. Then add the numerators. 1 plus 3, 1 plus 3 will be 1 plus 3 will be 7. So the answer here, the result here, 4 over 7, 4 over 7. So I can mentally, when I see here the same denominator here, I can directly, 1 plus 3 will be 4. Yes, you have question?
Mister, at the beginning
Yes.
you say that 1 plus 3 equals 7.
1 plus 3 equal 4 over 7. 4 over 7. Okay?
Yeah, but he says that 1 plus 3 equals 7.
No, I said when you have the same here, the same denominator, put the same denominator here 7, then add the numerators up. 1 plus 3, 1 plus 3 will be 4, 4 over 7. This is my idea. Okay. The second example, I want to add. Here, as you see here, we have 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6. Use the rule to add the like fractions here. So what I do, 1 plus 6, 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6 equal, put here the same denominator. Here you have 6, here you have 6. So put here the same denominator. Then add the numerators here. 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 will be 2. So I have now 2 over 6, 2 over 6. This is not the last answer because I can write this answer in simplest form. How? Take 2 and 6, find the GCF will be 2. Then back to the fraction here and divide numerator and denominator by the GCF by 2. So I can write here up 2 divide by 2 and I can write down 6 divide by 2. 2 divide by 2, 2 divide by 2 will be 1 and 6 divided by 2 will be 3, So this is the last answer. This is the simplest form. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, tell me.
How do we know what the number that we're supposed to divide with a diffraction?
Find GCF. To know the number who can divide 2 and 6 at the same time, take number 2 and take number 6 and find the GCF for 2 and 6 will be 2. Will be GCF here equal 2. Then you can divide by the GCF. Divide by 2, divide by 2. You will find the fraction here 1 over 3. Okay?
Ustad, I have a question.
Okay. So always when you want to find the simplest form, remember as the first step find GCF for the numerator and denominator. Then go to the same fraction and divide by the GCF. Yes, tell me please.
Is it important to do in every fraction GCF?
Simplest form, yes. If the question tell me add, then find the simplest form. So here important. If the fraction just say add, it's up to you. Is the fraction is the answers just said add, here up to you. You can take the same answer here 2 over 6 and you can find the simplest form. But I want to learn you the idea. Remember, when the question have add, then write the fractions in simplest form. Here important to write in simplest form. But if the question said just add, here not important. It's up to you. If you want to stay in this answer, or if you want to continue, no problem. Okay. Example 3. The question here add. We have 4 over 12 plus 5 over 12. As you see here, look down. denominator here 12, denominator here 12, means I have the like fractions. I have the like fractions. How to solve this problem? So 4 over 12 plus 5 over 12, directly put the same denominator here, 12. Then add the numerators. 4 plus 5, 4 plus 5 will be 9. You can stay here in this answer because I don't have in my question write in simplest form. But if you want to find simplest form, find GCF to number 9 and find GCF to number 9 and 12 at the same time. You will find the GCF here for 9 and 12 will be 3. So back to the same fraction, divide by 3 up, divide by 3 down, 9 divided by 3 will be 3, and the 12 divided by 3 will be 4. So this is the last question, this is the last answer or the simplest form. This is the last answer or the simplest form.
Ustad, why 3?
Find the prime factors for 9. 9 will be 3 times 3. I can write 3 x1 and 2. And the 12 will be 3 times 4. And 4 equal to x1 and 2 means 12 equal 3 times 2 x1 and 2. You will find the common factors 3. The common factors between 9 and 12, you will find 3. So GCF will be 3. So you can now divide by 3 up and divide by 3 down. You will find 3 over 4. Example 4, we have 2 over 9 plus 3 over 9. The question here add. How to solve this problem? Here we have the same denominators, means I have like fractions. So put here the same denominator in the answer, then add the numerators. 2 plus 3, 2 plus 3 will be 5 over 9, will be 5 over 9. Example 5, I can add 3 fractions or more, 4 fractions, 5 fractions, etc. Okay, I can add any numbers of fractions. So as you see here, you have 7 over 10. Here we have 3 over 10. Here we have 9 over 10. How to add the 3 fractions here? To solve this idea, look to the denominators. We have the same denominators here, means put in the answer the same denominators. Then add the numerators. 7 plus 3 plus 9. 7 plus 3 plus 9. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 plus 9, 19. So the answer will be 19 over 10. This is the last answer. If you want to write this answer as a fraction, because here we have the power of tens, you can write this fraction as a decimal. How? Here you have 10. So put the point at the first digit before the point at the 10th digit. So I can write 1.9. I can write 19 over 10, 1.9. This is if you want to write the answer as a decimal. Not necessary for this question, but it is up to you if you want to write this fraction as a decimal. Example 6 here. As you see here, we have 12 over 31 plus 13 over 31 plus 6 over 31. And I want here to add the 3 fractions here. As you see, we have like fractions because they have the same denominator, 31, 31, 31. What is the rule? Write the same denominator in the answer here, 31, then add the numerators. 12 plus 13 plus 6, 12 plus 13 plus 6. 12 plus 13 will be 25. 25 plus 6, 25 plus 6 will be 31. Now we have 31 up and 31 down. Means 31 divided by 31. 31 divided by 31 will be what? Will be 1. Each number divided by itself, the answer will be what? Will be 1. 5 divided by 5, 1. 7 divided by 7, 1. 10 divided by 10, 1. 1 divided by 1, 1. 31 divided by 31 will be what? Will be 1.
أستاذ عندي سؤال.
Yes, tell me.
أستاذ إذا سوينا عليه زائد بعدين نسوي له simplest form آخر شيء نسوي divide by 2 divide by 2 بعدين يطلع لنا الناتج بعدين هو الناتج الصح ولا لا نسوي بلس؟
Okay. Listen to this example. Here the last answer, but here I have 5, here I have 9. If you find the GCF here, you will be 1. You will be 1. You will be 1. Means here we have the same answer, simplified. So here no need to do simplest form because this form simplified it. This form simplified it. But in this form, in this example, 2/6, here when you find the GCF here, you find the GCF will be 2. So here I can write this fraction as simplest form. So I will write 2 divided by 2 up and 6 divided by 2 down. So 2 divided by 2 will be 1 and 6 divided by 2 will be 3. This is the simplest form. This is the simplest form. So this is the difference between the two ideas here. Okay? Right. Here we have some videos. When you have free time, you can watch this video. And this is our lesson today. Who has a question now?
أنا
Yes, tell me please.
لما سوينا صعب شوي. أنا كتبت الكويشن اللي عندي هنا.
أستاذ هاني.
Yes.
تقدر تحط like fraction like plus. Can you put it in brackets or not? Can you put it in brackets?
Wait.
وين الكويشن؟ أستاذ لازم نسوي ديفايد حق المسألة. إذا بدينا بالبداية ونسوي ديفايد في المسألة.
Hey, if you have the GCF, you can write the fraction as simplest form. Just tell me your question, Bati.
Can you put the plus like fraction? Can you put it in brackets?
Open now bracket like this, and I can write, for example,
مستر أنا عندي سؤال.
okay, wait, 2/5 plus over 5, then close parenthesis here. This is your question.
Yeah.
Okay. The last answer. Yes, the last answer here I can write.
Ustaz, we have to make it in brackets.
And here 5 plus 5 here and 5 here. We will just put 5, not 10, huh? Not put 10 here.
We need to put it in brackets.
No, but your friend question, tell me if I have a brackets here, what I do. This idea, the same idea. No need to put brackets. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the same idea. Okay.
They have a question. عندي سؤال.
تفضل.
We can't hear you.
الرقم اللي تحت مكتوب 5
Okay, wait please.
I can't hear you.
Just when you have a question, just open your mic, and all students put your mic in mute and hear the question of your friends. Okay. Tell me your question.
لو الرقم اللي تحت كان 5 وبعدين الرقم اللي تحت الثانية مكتوب 6 كم نحله؟
This is the last answer. Here we have 6, here we have 5. When you find the GCF here, you will find 1. So 6 divided by 1 will be 6, 5 divided by 1 will be 1, so will be 5. So this is simplified. This is simplified. This is the last answer. Okay?
Okay.
Understand?
Yes.
Okay. It's clear for all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So I want to take the attendance now.
Mr. The boy first.
Okay.
Start the girls
Why do
first.
you always do boys first? You need to do the girls
Start
first.
the girls first.
Girls.
No, boys.
Girls. You
All
guys go
students.
first.
Girls.
Yes, yalla. We will start in the girls now. But all students, put your mic in mute. Just hear your lesson. When you hear your name, when you hear your name, you can leave, please. Okay? And be quiet. Asil,
Here.
Liazia,
Here.
Jude,
Yes, Mr. Can I leave?
Inad.
Mister, can I leave?
Yes, yes, you can. Inad. Rina, absent. Okay. طيب روضة شمسة فيصل.
Here, Mister.
Yes, welcome شمسة. شيخ أحمد. شيخ أحمد.
Mister, I am here, Mister.
روضة هي.
Yes, Mister.
شيخ بدر.
I am here, Mister.
Yes. Thank you. Boys, put your mic in mute, please. Boys. عليا. عليا. عليا here.
نعم أستاذ.
Wait.
مستر أنا عليا موجودة.
Okay. لطيفة.
Yes, Mister.
ماريا.
Yes, Mister.
مروة. لين عفوا. لين موجودة. لين absent. ماريا here. مروة. Yes. مريم.
Here.
Okay. مهرة فيصل.
Here, Mister.
Okay. موزعي.
Here.
نغم.
Here.
نورة. نورة. نورة حسين. طيب. هاجر.
Yes, Mister.
مهرة خلفان.
Present, Mister.
Okay. Thank you, girls. You can leave now. See you, inshallah, next Sunday. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend. Okay. Now, boys.
أستاذ قلت اسمي منصور.
Where is Bati?
Stop. موجود.
Okay, you can leave now.
قبل
عارف.
أستاذ قلت منصور.
عارف.
نعم أستاذ.
Okay, you can leave.
مستر.
محمد علي.
نعم أستاذ.
Okay, you can leave. منصور علي.
أستاذ.
Okay, you can leave now, منصور. حمدان الكعبي. حمدان absent. خالد.
نعم.
You can leave now. دانيال. Okay, زايد.
Yes.
Yes, you can leave now. سعيد محمد. سعيد محمد absent. طيب سلطان علي.
نعم أستاذ.
You can leave now. سلطان غازي. سلطان غازي. absent. طيب عامر.
نعم.
عبد الله مسعود. اوكي يا عبد الله. عبد الله راشد.
نعم.
أوكي. عبد الله الجابري.
يلا أستاذ شكرا.
عبد الله الجابري. عبد الله الجابري. absent.
Yeah.
عبد الله مسعود. عبد الله مسعود احبابي. absent.
Mr. Atla? No, he's here.
here. okay.
Yeah, he's here.
طيب.
Mr. Atla?
girls you can leave. yes, girls you can leave. عمر أشرف.
نعم أستاذ.
ليش عمر؟ عمر الشامسي. عمر الشامسي.
مستر أنا عبد الله الحماد أطلع.
عمر الشامسي absent.
نعم.
عمر الشامسي موجود. اوكي. فلاح.
نعم.
مايد.
نعم.
محمد الحمادي. الحمادي محمد absent. طيب محمد سعيد. محمد سعيد السريحي. محمد سعيد السريحي absent.
أستاذ أنا محمد سهيل.
أستاذ أنا مايد موجود.
اوكي محمد سهيل موجود. مطاوع موجود. ومعاذ. معاذ شعيب. معاذ. where is معاذ؟ absent. okay. Okay, this is our lesson today. Today we learned how to add like fractions. Thank you for your listening. See you inshallah next Sunday. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.